Boy Who Disappeared. Hello and welcome to the American Circus Program, a podcast aimed at what is unique about America and the American personality. I'm Arnie Pickholtz. I'll ask a heavy-hearted question. Who of you has experienced the tragedy of losing a child? Let me offer these stats. Children age 5 to 14 years. Number of deaths 5,623 this year. Deaths per 100,000 population 13.7. In total, every year in the United States, almost 37,000 children die before their 18th birthday. Of course, death is final, unless you believe in some sort of heaven or reincarnation. In the yoga tradition, when someone dies, we say, this person is no more. That is not true. The person is no more the way you know them, but they still very much exist. The physical body will fall apart, but the mental and spiritual body go on, finding another womb, depending on the strength of your karma, your fate, in relation to what you did in this life, as it relates to your next lives. No matter what the interpretation, the loss of a child's life, either sudden or through a set of circumstances, is not only painful, but it's also a time to ponder our meaning. Is there a meaning we can ascribe to life, especially when we have experienced a life-changing event and death, an end? How do we reckon with it? How do we look inward or outward and answer the question or questions, why did this happen? Could we have prevented it? What have we learned that can inspire us as we move forward? Meaning in life is played out in various ways. At its most basic, meaning is defined by some as experiencing reality by interacting authentically with the environment and with others. And there has been an additional element in defining meaning, giving something back and changing our attitude when faced with a situation or circumstance that we cannot change. When we think about this second element of meaning, the entire definition becomes personal, internal, a requirement to give back. Life in contemporary America is about taking, accumulating, giving lip service to charity, pity. Is this a criticism? Well, it's not meant to be, but how do we spend our time here on planet Earth? What becomes our value as we look at the tiny blue ball, Earth, in the vastness of the universe? If it is brevity, the little time we have here, or finiteness, life's limitations that give it shape and purpose, what might be the next step as we wake up in the morning and see that life has passed in an instant? Plato said that man is simply a being searching for purpose. According to Viktor Frankl, the father of logotherapy, the third school of psychotherapy, meaning can be found through, again, experiencing reality by interacting authentically with the environment and with others, but also giving something back to the world through creativity and self-expression, and finally, changing our attitude when faced with a situation or circumstance that we cannot change. Joseph Campbell wrote, "Life has no meaning. Each of us has meaning, and we bring it to life. It is a waste to be asked the question when you are the answer." Kurt Vonnegut wrote, "In the beginning, God created the earth. And he looked upon it in his cosmic loneliness. And God said, 'Let us make living creatures out of mud, so the mud can see what we have done.' And God created every living creature that now moveth. And one was man. Mud as man alone could speak. God leaned close to mud as man sat up. He looked around and spoke, and man blinked. 'What is the purpose of all this?' he asked politely. 'Everything must have a purpose?' asked God. 'Well, certainly,' said man. 'Then I leave it to you To think of one for all of this, said God. And he went away. And finally, these words written by Tom Stoppard from the coast of Utopia. Because children grow up, we think the child's purpose is to grow up. But a child's purpose is to be a child. Nature doesn't disdain what lives only for a day. It pours the whole of itself into each moment. We don't value the lily for less than not being made of flint and built to last. Life's bounty is in its flow. Later, it's too late. Where is the song when it's been sung? The dance when it's been danced? It's only we humans who want to own life's future too. Was the child happy when he lived? That is the proper question, the only question. If we can't arrange our own happiness, it's conceit beyond vulgarity to arrange the happiness of those who come after us. Well, here we are, as adults, looking back at what could have been, and maybe what should have been. We reflect on all the lessons we were taught when we were young that may or may not have inspired us, mostly from men and women who had the wisdom to reflect and analyze our meaning in the world. They did it in poetry, song, great oratory, and philosophical writings. And what remains is the stillness, the boy without life and breath, the peaceful look at the end is resolved. I have done what I was meant to do. I have fulfilled my destiny, and I am done now and forever. When I look back at the freedom of childhood, which is in a way infinite, and all the joy and the intense happiness now lost, I sometimes think that childhood is where the real meaning of life is located, and that we as adults are its servants. That's our purpose. This is Arnie Pickholtz for the American Circus. Have a good day, and don't forget to hug your children.